in your brain, you're in the nerds domain. Come on in, it's about to begin. Domain. The Nerds Domain.
Welcome to the Nerds Domain podcast. In this episode, we review a brand new movie that just came out. It's an immediate movie review.
Hi, everybody. This week we've watched I, Frankenstein, and I'm here with Jesse and Shirley.
Hi.
Hello.
And I'm Matt. So, let's start with, what was I, Frankenstein about?
About an hour and a half too long.
No, it was like 93 minutes. The first 3 minutes weren't even that good. So, we went and watched I, Frankenstein, and basically, it picks up right after Frankenstein, the book.
Yeah.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein ends, and sees him burying Frankenstein. Sees Adam burying Frankenstein. And then it devolves into a war essentially between heaven and hell. I mean, does that sound right?
That's kind of like what it is.
It is. I don't know why they went with gargoyles instead of angels.
Because all the churches have gargoyles on them.
Oh, yeah.
It was
There is that. Yeah,
I mean,
true.
that's so. Overall, with no spoilers, let's talk about it real quick. What did you guys think about acting? This is Aaron Eckhart and Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy, I think, was the most believable character in the movie.
Okay,
he is so good at being a villain.
I agree. I did kind of enjoy him in that particular position. Was Aaron Eckhart Adam?
Yes.
Have you watched Beck?
No. Yes.
I couldn't get the image of Beck out of my mind that entire scene. I mean, in the entire movie, he looks.
You mean
like the guy who plays Beck
from Cheers? That played Sam Malone on Cheers?
Yes.
Okay. What's the name of that guy?
I can't think of it right now. Okay,
I got you.
I just imagine him going to a bar with.
Okay.
Ted Danson?
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson.
Because Tony Danza was who I kept saying, and that's not right.
No, Ted Danson.
Scott's also sitting here with us quietly because he's being kind enough to provide us a place to record. So he may pipe in occasionally when we look to him for who the heck Sam Malone was.
The movie's got a lot of bad reviews, and I don't think it deserves it. The acting wasn't horrendous. There were some good parts.
Did it not feel like Underworld to you? That everything was always dark. It was always freaking nighttime. There was not a point where there was light out.
Except when it's blaring in your eyes
when people die.
Yeah.
The only reason that I felt like it was like Underworld is because of Bill Nighy and the guy that played the lieutenant commander to Lucien.
Okay, yeah. He was also one of Bill Nighy's guys.
On the werewolf side. So you had those two from Underworld in the movie.
Well,
and it just felt like...
It had that same, false dark feeling. That I guess maybe it's just me. Underworld has it. Van Helsing has it.
Van Helsing was shot in the daylight.
It still had that murky darkness.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because these are reimagined superstitions. I mean, these really are. I mean, Adam is reimagined here. The vampires are reimagined some.
And when you say Adam, you mean Frankenstein's monster?
Yes, Frankenstein's monster called Adam in this.
Yeah, I hate that.
I've only watched Underworld once, way back. I've
never
never watched any of the others.
You should check it out at least one more.
It's not my style. This isn't even they're not my style of movie. They're not what I typically go out to watch. But I thought they were in the same world. I thought, okay, now they have vampires, now they have werewolves, now they have gargoyles, now they have demons.
So you would feel okay if they were in the same world. They wouldn't bother you.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I just thought it was. And then she mentioned that it's the same villain, so that's obviously not what they were shooting for unless it's getting very complicated.
No. So the special effects were fine, right?
It was too showboaty.
I loved the fight scenes. Really?
Yeah, I don't like the glaring lights. They could have toned it down.
That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
Okay.
The fight scenes.
Well, no, the fight scenes I think were fine. I think he was saying
the
exploding fire from the demons and the lights of shafts of light. Which, by the way, here's the other thing. So they're fighting in secret.
Yeah.
But the shafts of light can be seen for miles around.
But you can only
everybody.
see it if you are a mythical being.
Are you sure? It was never stated in the movie.
Yeah, that was not stated.
No one ever noticed it as
I guess
a human either.
if that's the case, I buy it. I'm done.
could, but it could have been
Good.
that one line could have fixed the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because when they were doing okay, I can't say it now.
Yeah, hold on. So we'll get to spoilers here in a minute. So let's go on to story. Shirley and I were talking. The script seemed to treat us like we were too dumb to pick up on subtlety.
It felt so contrived.
Like
it felt so forced.
So Adam, very early in the movie, is brought into the Gargoyle Church, and they essentially explain the entire plot of the movie in like 8 sentences because we couldn't clearly pick up on subtlety of story.
Yeah, and there were like lines stuck in there where they could have ended it at one line, but they added a whole nother sentence that didn't even need to be there.
The writing on this is where it is a horrible movie, and that is the one thing I faulted on majorly. They don't follow their own rules they set within their own universe, which I'll get into when we get to spoilers.
Yeah.
It uses cheap tricks. I mean, seriously, at one point he's afraid something's behind him. He turns around and it's fluttering moths on a light post. I mean, that sounds like a demon walking behind you.
No.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that because I was like, why is it
Because
that?
he thought it was gargoyle wings.
No.
So they sound like little moths fluttering up against a light.
I think he had for a being that's supposed to have heightened, a heightened awareness, heightened strength, heightened he was, to be startled by moths on a light bulb. I was just like, seriously, I really rolled my eyes.
They
use a couple of cheap tricks like that. Like they think something's jumping out of the corner, but oh no, it's not the bad thing this time. It'll be the bad thing next time, but it wasn't this time.
That's the forced feeling that I thought they were trying to get.
So overall, again, no spoilers. Give it a star rating.
I mean, it was pretty decent. I would say a 3.5 out of
3.5 above average.
Above average? No.
3 is average and out of, or it's 2.5 is average out of 5. It was 3, so it's an average movie.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I give it about 2. It's not the worst thing I've watched. It's far from the best thing I've watched.
Okay. I would give it a 2.5. It was fun enough. I enjoyed it enough. I didn't feel like, oh my god, I wasted money on this movie. This is not a movie that I walked out of and went, this is terrible. But this is similar to how I felt about, the samurai movie I really didn't care for.
Pacific Rim?
The samurai... Shut up. No, the one, Sword of Doom. I was just kind of about Sword of Doom. It just wasn't great.
Yeah.
So this movie is not great. I like Darren Eckhart in it. I like Bill Nighy. I like the overall concept of the story. I'm perfectly fine.
I agree. I want to read a comic because this was obviously based on.
This was
a
comic movie. We got to the end and I went, based on a graphic novel, I should read that. This has got to be better because there were some points where I was like, well, if this was a comic book, that would make sense because there's some subtlety you can't do in comic books that you can in movies. But anyway, so
bright lights would look good on a printed.
Yeah. So that's how we feel without spoilers. So this is the point in the podcast where if you don't want spoilers, you should stop listening. We're not going to give you a whole lot of chance, but I'm going to talk for a minute to let you know that you should stop listening if you don't want spoilers.
Stop now. Go. Run.
All right, so we're going to start spoilers. So I liked Aaron Eckhart a lot. I liked the look of him. I think he looked great.
I didn't think he was monstrous enough.
Yeah. I don't think he was big enough either. I always imagined Adam as like 7 foot tall and like super muscled, and not that Aaron Eckhart looked bad.
Can we stop calling him Adam because that's not even his name?
He accepts that name in the movie.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It just doesn't feel natural.
Was he made anatomically correct?
I don't know.
Why does that matter?
Because he was putting the moves on that one.
He was
lady.
totally. She was like, "You want a
companion?"
Companion. He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I burnt the book," and she's like, "I thought that was important." He's like, "I've got everything I need. Rub your shoulder, stare deeply into your eyes. Yes, yes."
Really?
Yeah, you didn't catch that in your tone?
I didn't notice that.
I assume so, but he's also undead. They make him undead in this.
True, you're right.
Yeah,
but he has a soul now too.
This is true. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on that. That's...
So I like the concept that the whole we've been saving bodies for decades.
That was
dumb.
Yeah.
Did you also notice?
You thought it was dumb? I thought that was the creepiest part of the movie.
Well, it was creepy, but
creepy.
like how do you keep bodies good in
and
nothing?
They stink. Hello.
And then did you notice that they left it open for a sequel?
A little.
Yeah, a little. Was there anything at the end of the credits? Because I didn't wait around.
We didn't wait around either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't think like Aaron Eckhart was in oh crap, now I can't remember. I was going to make a point.
What movie was it?
It was a football movie, Sunday
Night Lights.
The movie,
Every
though.
Given Sunday?
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
And, like, I see him more in an athletic, like, real-life role like that. Him being in this role, I just feel like he didn't sell it for me. He really didn't. And then we were talking about the lights and humans not being... The reason why I don't think that humans were able to see them is because when they were in that warehouse fight scene with Frankenstein's monster and the head security demon guy, when that guy blew up or whatever he did, she just sat there and she was watching. She didn't see it or anything. It didn't look like she saw the fire, but he like ran over and pushed her out of the way. So I was like, was she stunned or did she just not see it?
My issue is in modern times, and this is clearly modern times, because it's been 200 years, they say it 5 billion times in the movie.
Well,
but how do we not pick this up on a traffic cam?
Yeah.
Like, Secret
I think
Wars.
It seems like it was set right before that technology period, like the 80s. They didn't have traffic cam in the 80s, right?
Yeah, they did.
But the actual caption for the movie, according to Wikipedia, how they have that little blurb, states the dystopic present. And that really kind of threw me as an odd thing, because most dystopic movies are either in the past or in the future. Yeah. It's odd that there's a dystopic present. And they really did kind of drive in the movie to make it look like it was the present.
Right.
The cars looked modern.
So, okay, if you're thinking about dystopic and the actual, definition of it, I can see like the technology wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have that technology.
So let's start at the beginning of the movie. Adam, I'm calling him Adam.
The monster.
Adam carries his dad from the Arctic freaking circle back to Germany.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Back to Germany. And doesn't pat... Oh, God, I'm going to have to calm down just a little bit because I almost MF'd it. Doesn't pat the guy down for a freaking book. That book was the center of the entire freaking movie. How do you not check for... You're carrying him. Check for a journal.
Well, the thing is, when he's in the ground, he pulls his jacket and he goes like this.
Yeah.
So I think he knew it was there, and he's trying to bury all the secrets.
No, because he wanted a companion.
Yeah, he was promised a companion. That's part of the reason why he goes ballistic.
Side question.
A
life for a life.
No, I remember that because in the Frankenstein movie that Kenneth Branagh is in, like that is the book. That's Mary Shelley's book. I think that's the one that's the closest to it.
So,
and I remember that part.
So is this movie supposed to be The Search for the Bride of Frankenstein?
No.
Or is that the sequel that they're...
Probably, I don't know.
That is his motivation. Adam's motivation is he kind of just wants a companion.
He wanted a companion, and then Frankenstein did not give it to him, so Frankenstein died.
But he was willing to get busy with this other lady?
Yeah.
Actually, he killed Frankenstein's wife.
Yeah, and then fled from Frankenstein, and Frankenstein died of hypothermia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go back to that, but then look at so he's been in the wilderness for essentially 200 years. 200 years. It's been 200 years, trust me.
It's been 200 years.
Because
he learned how to fight like a badass. I mean, fight like a badass.
And the thing is, you see one scene with him practicing.
Well, I can assume he practiced every day, but still just swinging
Where
at the air.
Where did he get those clothes?
Fighting.
He was wearing a shirt and a modern day trench coat. Where the crap did he pick those up?
I could have picked him up off any clothesline.
No. Where?
At that point, he wasn't overly not killy. He could have just killed somebody and took somebody's dust.
So we're also supposed to assume that this Church of the Gargoyles is in Germany because Frankenstein is from Germany.
Right.
Where's this? Where did he live in the middle of nowhere and then come back to Germany to go up to what? Sweden?
What I want to understand is the world's a big place.
Sure.
There's the Gargoyle Order.
Sure.
There's this demonic order. They don't know where each other is. They're in the same city.
Okay. Wait. Yeah. Or even better, at the beginning of the movie, he's like, "Whoa, they seem to be awful far north."
Yeah.
It's Germany, guys. Where are they normally at? The Horn of Africa? What's that about? Sorry. But
You guys
there
are
was some,
arguing over geography.
but there was some bad writing in this.
Yes.
Very bad writing.
Like, if they would have said, we don't normally see him around here, I'd been like, oh, okay, around here, that's vague enough, I'll accept it. How do you also not notice a whole freaking race of flying people in your city? Like, how does someone not, in the middle of the night, look up and go, is that dude flying?
Okay, but this is the thing where I can find it believable. You guys have seen Constantine.
Sure.
Once.
Nobody sees any of those demons. Those guys fly around. They possess people. There's all kinds of stuff going on that you don't see.
It's been a long time since I've seen Constantine, but wasn't that the breaking point when the demons were starting to not
Yes.
care if they were seen?
Yes. That was the
Yeah.
point.
So maybe they had just started
and if
being
I
all
remember
active
my
and flying around.
Hellraiser, which that all comes from Hellraiser,
Yeah.
there comes a point where everyone is aware of demons because they quit caring. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just don't. There were a lot of bad choices.
There was. Well, like I mentioned earlier, he gets knifed in the back. He shows pain. His love interest-ish stitches him
The
up.
doctor.
He winces, shows pain, and then lays on his back and goes to sleep like nothing happened. Right on the wound.
Which, on the nasty bed. She doesn't even wash the thing off of the dried blood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what doctor do you know that doesn't clean up the dried blood?
Well, first of all, she's not a medical doctor.
Yes, she is. Electrophysiology. That's a medical doctor.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I've seen or read Frankenstein. Does he have blood in him? Because I wasn't sure if they used actual blood
There
or if they
wasn't
used...
blood. It was just a red wound.
Yeah.
You didn't see any blood
Well, and
come
it was
out.
seeping something, so maybe he wasn't bleeding like normal people would, but he was still seeping blood slowly.
But there were two gargoyles I liked.
The ones that got killed?
The ones that got killed way too early.
I didn't have a problem with the second in command. He didn't bother me.
I liked him a lot.
Side
And
note,
it's stupid the way that he died.
Yeah.
side note question on the blood.
Yeah, go ahead.
If he takes a wound and doesn't die, or it doesn't bleed, but it seeps like normal, then maybe she was stitching him up and it hurt when he was stitching, but once the wound, quote unquote, was closed and it didn't seep anymore, then it wasn't going to bother him, and that's why he could lay down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of explaining that I had to do to try to get around
I love
that.
how Scott's trying really hard to make this a better movie.
Well, I'm just thinking,
I know.
and why would you lay down in a filthy bed for, it could get infected, etc. But if it was just one of those like, oh, hey, you got to slap a tire patch on me and then I'll be fine, and that'd be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I don't know.
You're doing good.
Also, electric eels, I'm pretty sure don't give out that kind of current.
I don't think so.
They do.
Do they that much?
Look it up.
Yeah.
3,000 joules?
Yeah.
Okay, it was how much?
It was
For
6
3
eels at
eels-
500 joules apiece.
Yeah,
That's easy to do.
times 15 or
Yeah, no,
times
that's-
how many
yeah.
ever times they did it.
I don't know. Okay, then fine.
So-
Then I will accept that one because I don't have an option.
Thing is, I'm
Just
sure
seemed
that
dumb.
somebody did their research on
I
that
thought it
one.
was lightning.
Okay, back to spoilers.
That's the other fake one.
Why did Queen Gargoyle Lady turn on Adam when she did? I mean, that seemed rather...
Because she
That
didn't
just
think he
seemed
had a
like-
soul. And if he doesn't have a soul, it doesn't matter.
But she accepted him
But
in the
she-
beginning, and
yeah,
she
she-
said that. She's like, but I looked into your eyes and I saw whatever it is
Potential.
that she saw.
But then he went against their secret war, which, if we know anything about vampires, he clearly broke the masquerade, and that you can't do that, right?
Just didn't make sense.
Just don't get caught.
Yeah.
You're all speaking Greek to me, but okay, we'll go along with that.
So I don't know. The whole thing was mediocre. There were some bad parts.
The end.
Yeah.
Mr. Soulless Adam
Sure.
gets the mark carved into his head.
It wasn't
the
carved.
bloody mark.
No.
It wasn't carved.
He carved it with his fingernail.
The blood came from Adam. So yes,
Okay.
when he goes, oh, you've got a soul now, I'll wipe it off, and nothing happened. Where did the blood come from? Was his fingernail made of ink? I mean, was that not blood drawn from Adam? Was that not the mark that he just wiped away?
Because the autopsy guy, whoever he was drawing it on there, but he wasn't. The people were already dead. because he like dipped whatever it was in the guy's open chest and then drew it on his head.
Yeah, but
so I don't know where they got the
big
blood
demon
from.
guy didn't have anything to draw from though.
No, okay. Frankenstein had blood running out of his thing, and
Yeah,
he
but
went like this,
did
and then
he?
he went like
Did he?
this. Yes.
I don't.
Okay, because if he
I
did,
mean-
that's okay.
And
He
by
wiped it
thing,
off-
she means mouth.
He wiped it off his bloody lip
Thank
and
you.
then drew it on his forehead.
Matt's making obscene gestures somewhere around
Good
his
Lord.
jeans.
So, yeah.
Well, I knew I was in trouble.
At what
when-
point did he get his soul? Because he didn't have one. That was the whole point of the movie.
He did a good
when
deed.
the-
He made a happy thought.
When the demon, tried to possess him, and I mean, the whole movie from beginning to end was about he was going to be free, and his life was his, and his body was his, so he was claiming it and finding his purpose. So at the end, when they tried to possess him, he had found his purpose and quote unquote found his soul.
So all we need
he
for a
could-
soul is to have a purpose.
He couldn't be possessed.
So the
All right.
demon has a soul.
Next
That's
question.
perfect.
Next question.
Well,
I am the best warrior that the gargoyles, a race of freaking angels,
Yeah.
has. And I accidentally land on my own freaking axe. That is the dumbest thing. And
No.
the
Oh.
only thing that can kill me is this creature without a soul.
Yeah.
That's what they say. But I fell on my axe. He didn't swing it.
He did have a hold of it. That's a loophole, but still, no, I don't think.
It's a
I
dumb
think that
move.
was
That means
ridiculous.
that means the angels don't have souls
Because
he
it was
also had a
like-
hold of it.
he died with there was no reason for his
Yeah.
death. None.
Yeah.
Except that
Like, there was
Adam
no
could
reason.
not have done what he did if that guy was going to attack him. And then the angels wouldn't have come after him that way.
I think it would have been better if they'd written it in that the second in command was like, oh, you know what? He's killing all these guys, and he would have been there for the final battle, and then he would have died.
Yeah. Also, if I'm demons, not that many, why don't I just wipe out the freaking
Yeah,
gargoyles?
didn't they state right off the bat that they
Well,
outnumbered
you're
him like
trying.
10-1? No, they outnumbered him massively.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no reason.
And they
the
took down
demons just
16 in that attack.
didn't. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, do demons not have strategy? Like, use
They don't
strategy.
have fighting skills. You could tell. Like, they were just like,
Why are they
I'm
using
gonna,
weapons
like,
to kill people?
They can
Cat fight
smother
this
them.
guy.
Oh, breaking the rules of their own universe.
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand. Well, anytime somebody got clipped with a holy weapon, any of the demons did, they basically just died.
Yeah.
The big demon at the end didn't. I understand it. He's a demon prince. He's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His second in command is a standard demon. He took a lot of blows before he died
Yeah.
with that magic
Mm-hmm.
stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
well,
don't
yeah.
understand.
What's your point? Yeah.
What's
That's the
point?
point.
Because they
That's
wanted
it.
a
Why did he
longer.
die on the
Because they
first
wanted
day?
a longer fight scene.
But you can't break your own rules. I mean, that's bad writing. I mean, if they'd have made him like maybe Demon Lord or something. I mean, I know he was in command, but he wasn't. He was no different than any of the other demons.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible.
One clip of the magic weapon should have sent him straight back down.
Or at least slowed him down, and then he would have gone straight back
Yeah,
down.
but it was just bouncing off his head like it was nothing.
Wow.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I'm a freaking demon. Yeah. Because Cardinal Glick is the kind of guy that would bless his own clubs, okay?
Yeah.
He should go down in one hit.
It just that stuff bothered. Like there was a lot of stuff that was just. I want to read the comic.
Yeah,
I want to go find it. I want to find out who put it out, and I want to read it and see if it's any good. I have a feeling, and I'm very worried that it's going to be well written and terribly, terribly illustrated. That's going to be my
Oh,
concern.
maybe.
So I don't know. Go ahead.
I knew I was in trouble at the very start. I like commercials when I go to the movies. I typically enjoy them. There was not a good commercial played before this movie. Really, there was none I went through and went, I think I want to watch it. I don't even remember what they were. I mean,
No,
they
we
were all...
saw like 3 movies. One with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
You didn't want to see that?
You mean Taken?
He's not taken. He's on a plane. It's
With a bomb.
And a gun.
It's
And
And he's
a
trying to stop somebody from doing something, trying to
It's
take
Jedi-
the plane over.
it's Jedi's on a plane.
Yeah, no.
James on a plane.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know who Liam Neeson
And
is.
then what was the... the only...
Something-
Well,
oh.
no, that doesn't... So I'm going to
Noah
go off on a
seems
tangent
slightly
that doesn't
interesting.
even have to do
I'll
with
give it that.
Frankenstein movie.
The Noah one seemed like it
The
could
what?
be entertaining. There's a movie on Noah.
Oh yeah, we didn't get that one.
Oh,
Oh,
it
but
looks...
it looks good, though.
It does, but it's way off storyline. I mean, I'm not overly religious, but I know my
Well,
story.
how was it way off storyline? I'm curious.
From what I seen, There's a village of people attack the ship.
Nope, that's there.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He turned people away and let them drown.
Oh no, he didn't turn them away. He took part in a battle with the villagers who attacked.
It's left vague enough that people tried to get on the ship.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, God kind of left that open in the Bible so that we could put stuff in there.
Stop.
Sorry.
Anyway, yes, it looked like it could be an entertaining movie.
And I don't know. We'll see. So
back to the string.
Essentially, we didn't care for it.
No.
It was. I think it was a fun action adventure kind of deal, but at the same time, there was some bad writing.
I would have thought it was just a fun.
And okay.
I would have thought it was a fun and exciting, just popcorn movie. But the bright lights when people died, everybody screams when they die.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't watch this at the house. I can't imagine it because you're going to have to turn it up to hear people talk. You're going to have to turn it down when somebody dies. And they talk and die all the time.
You know what bothered me about Aaron Eckhart? He was all gravelly Batman voice for the first part of the movie, and then towards the end he quits being Batman.
That's when he got his soul.
You know what? I would buy that. If that was a story point, I would buy that. I would buy that ship every day.
Batman has
so
no soul.
Know when
Shut your filthy mouth.
Oh, so it was interesting. I don't know. I don't know because there was so many problems and it was so problematic in so many places.
The thing is,
I guess I wanted to like this movie.
No, I didn't.
Like, I like Underworld and I like Van Helsing, and if I get in the mood, I'll pop those in. I don't even think that I will own this movie.
Yeah.
I can't even see myself owning the movie.
I don't think it's as bad as other reviewers have reviewed it as bad. I mean, it's
it's better than 3%.
It had some good points, and I
reviews.
liked the story. The story was okay, but it was kind of, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
it's the same story.
Yeah.
One side versus another fighting in a battle.
And it was just maybe that's it. Maybe there was no new material. There was no new material. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
no, I can understand that. So, you've gotten our talking points and our review numbers. Is there anything else you guys want to say about the movie?
Go see it and make your own judgment. I mean, different people are different people. And as Matt said in the theater, he's turned me into a movie critic snob.
We got to the end and she was all,
that
was
and this
terrible.
and this. And it felt like a lot of the lines were forced. A lot of moviegoers can have intuition about, what's going to happen or who is. And you don't need to bring Bill Nighy on the screen and say, yeah, and this is the prince. Duh, we know that he's the prince.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit much. Like, if we couldn't pick up on the subtlety that Bill Nighy was freaking in charge. It's Bill Nighy 1. And he's written like he's in charge.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're going to tell us, like, I was too dumb to pick up on this? You know what? If I'm too dumb to pick up on it, don't write the movie for me.
And it felt like that line where they said, "Oh, and he's the Prince Demon or whatever his name was." I was like, "Why did you even have to say that? Why did you have to put that last sentence in there?"
I strongly feel that if you're going to watch this at the house. I was shocked. I went into the theater. There was about 45 people in there with me.
Really?
I went to The Hobbit in 3D, and there was 4 people in the theater with me. There's no reason that those were switched. I mean, that was. I felt bad. Everybody walked out of the theater. Not a word was said from anyone.
After I Frankenstein. I know, because it was that. It was like,
oh, that's
what?
awesome.
The other people were coming out of the movies talking. They all just kind of just looked at us as we walked by.
Wow.
Maybe they just made the movie for subliminal messaging.
So
everybody was programmed when they came out.
Let's talk about next month. Originally, we had talked about watching RoboCop. However, it falls on a bad weekend. It's Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
So I think
people are going to be watching House of Cards.
I think that we're going to push to watch the Lego Movie in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I could handle that a lot better than
You know what?
RoboCop.
Have you seen the previews for the Lego Movie?
I haven't, but I don't care. It's going to be better than RoboCop.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like they took everything ridiculous.
Scott.
They They took everything ridiculous about the
Scott.
Lego universe
Yeah.
and slapped it into a movie and went, let's just have fun.
See, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm
looks
just going to go and
amazing.
enjoy it. And hopefully it'll be better than I Frankenstein.
No, it will be better.
And now I don't have to watch the new RoboCop.
You
so
do.
thank you.
So watch the new RoboCop.
Oh, come on. Watch the new RoboCop.
I don't want to ruin my childhood. My childhood is fine where it is.
What if we call the new RoboCop Mecha Cop?
If it was called something else, maybe. I'll watch it eventually when it.
Comes out on TV.
When you're 93 years old.
So, you can, we now have someone doing our exits, so I will slap this on, I'll slap that on there right about now, but, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you guys, sorry for the short episode, real soon.
Bye.
And that's it tonight for us on the Nerds Domain podcast. You can always send us an email at nerdsdomain@gmail.com or catch us on Twitter. Matt is at Quiet, Scott is at _BigDaddyT_, Johnny is at FoolsMass, Jestin is at J_Kimmett, and Shirley is at SNED70, or the website at Nerds Domain. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/nerdsdomain. We want to thank John Shop for our music. If you'd like to help us out, head over to the website and buy something through our Amazon link. It's the same price you always pay, but a little bit comes back to us. If you enjoy our podcast, we encourage you to give us a review on iTunes and let us know what you think. We also have t-shirts available over at slashloot.com at tinyurl.com/ndshirts. We'll talk to you real soon.